got a way of dealing with the enemy carry, the Queen of Pain. Which means Double Dimension have to have really precise positioning, really precise movement. Make sure the teamfights are going to go in their favor. If they do pull that off, this game could be a really good one. And we're going to load in just a second, so give me a bit, guys. We're gonna run one quick ad and then the game is going to start. Okay. Strategy time now about to run out, as we are going to see how these drafts are going to collide. Insta smoke out from Double Dimension.
For battle.
The plan to set up for a smoke invasion here for Team Saiyan. I mean, they can do it, I guess. They do have the crowd control necessary with Clockwork, with a Doom, with a Mirana. You can just re-stunlock somebody up. And it looks like the Monkey King will be the target, or... Nope. He managed to get away there. Double Dimension. Nice save. Completely mitigating that early invasion.
30 seconds to battle.
Over on the top lane, the Radiant did get a Monkey King ward down. Cute little Monkey King. With pretty good area of vision as well, which could enable the Radiant. Go for a rune steal here, maybe. White, Flow actually going to be crazy enough to go for it. And it's just going to get away with it as well. Trixie knows that Doom isn't that great this early in the game at trading with a hero like Void, who can just time walk off damage. You can set Void on fire, but that's about it. RVP on the mid lane up against a Queen of Pain this time around. Undershock does seem pretty comfortable with the Queen of Pain, so should be a pretty good game. Pone coming in from the backlines there. Undershock taking a ton of damage and is going to go down here instantaneously as Pone comes on in, Ancient Apparition with the Frozen Touch, making sure they kill the Queen of Pain in time before there's any chance to get out. Vinciak laning against Rajix on the Monkey King. And Rajix, he's a pretty chill guy, a really talented player when it comes to kind of greedy cores, but doesn't really have favorable lane here, as Kling's just going to completely dominate him. Rajix now being ran at by Pone, just going to get executed there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We say no.
And on the top lane we got some action as well. Okay, looks like Pone has had enough of trying to kill people for now, as he could have tried to go for Rajix there. Saiyan, they're already off to a pretty good start like this.
Yes.
Hurry the hands of the clock. Dire's courier has been killed.
Dire Courier got sniped somewhere. Sadly, I can't see where. Well, Pwn running in on the Queen of Pain again. Is going to get a kill. Won't get away to tell the tale, though. Gets killed off, and the kill does go to Undershock, who can definitely need some additional gold to try and manage to lane against RVP here. Usually the Queen of Pain is supposed to be pretty good against Mirana, because Mirana has low health pool. You got a ton of magical poke. Should be able to force all the region out from a Mirana very early on and then just get superior lasses. But we have a couple of ganks into the mid lane, setting up a good arrow here and there. The lane is going to be in Mirana's favor. Meanwhile, Rajix actually, I think it's with Sharp Eye. Either way, he is farming well. Now trying to help his run. Own. Taking a good deal of return damage, but... Okay, now Rajix with the Jingu stacks. One more hit and Penguin check, and he's going to go down. Master it now. Should be able to tell the tale, as Rajix is out of Jingu stacks here. If he would have had Jingu stacks, things would be looking really bad for Master Risk now. And I mean, okay, with the Fissure still chasing. Master Risk just getting shut down there with the Boundless Strike. So this time around, Double Dimension,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
they decided to play the game that Saiyan want them to play. Go and accept every chance to a fight. Every time somebody says, okay, I'm committed to killing you right now, they turn around on them and try to keep themselves in the game like that. It seems to be working. On the mid lane, it definitely did the trick. As Queen of Pain might not have had the best of lanes, but is now making pretty much a full recovery. Compared to just sitting back and kind of taking a passive defensive role. Lynx decided to now be a pain in the ass of Flow, but Void doesn't mind the Clinks as much as some other heroes do. Like the Monkey King, because Monkey King, you rely on winning your lane by right-clicking people for some lane sustain, or by getting early kills. Those are your two tools you have. You have good damage slash roam ability, and you got lifesteal. So you got probably one of those. Right now it's going to be the damage, as Trixie almost goes down himself here. Does manage to get away. Wait, what missed?
Dire structures are fortified.
Void just says question mark, question mark, question mark, miss in the all chat.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I want to know what the hell missed. And to be fair, Double Dimension, they do have a bunch of trash talks in their team, which I think is always a fun thing. Some people get really pissed by it and then accuse the opponent of trying to tilt them, which most people aren't trying to. They're just having a good time at the expense of somebody else. There is, like, that's one of the things we had here in the cup. I'm not gonna say the team names, but it's a fun little story to tell while the game is now kind of quieted out, because if either team commits to a fight, it's probably just going to result in a somewhat even trade, and that's why Double Dimension are slowly pulling ahead by countering the aggression from Saiyan this time around with some more counter aggression. First time Double Dimension, they won the laning stage, felt really confident, just said, okay, we're going to farm. We win the late game as well, and then got ran over by the mid game power spike from Saiyan. So this time around the strategy is going to be a slightly different one. Rajix meanwhile getting caught in there by 3, and he is going to go down. Flo says get back. I'm not sure if he was talking to Rajix there just to meme or not. Because like I said, these guys are infamous for trash talking, at least some of them.
Too bad.
Now Trixie going to go down here to the Monkey King. Rajix, he is doing his best to shut down the Doom, but Thing is, he's going to take a couple of deaths himself
Dire's bottom
if he
tower
tries
is
to
under attack.
get too aggressive. Slow meanwhile, decides to run at Pingvinsiek there. Pingvinsiek just does the Klings thing and man fights up for a while. Now I think he's forced to go back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Or at the very least get a support up in there. Meanwhile in the bottom lane
Dire's top
was an
tower
attempt to
is under
surround.
attack.
Apparently made 3 people. And then they saw it didn't work, so everybody just went ahead and did the next useful thing you can.
Invisibility.
Okay, and now know if you're actually being ran at by Pwn. Taking a good deal of shrapnel hits there. Trixie coming in, finishing the kill there. Pwn actually got the last, but never mind that. Vision on the Monkey King is going to try and get away. But they don't really want to go for it. They don't really want to risk anything. Saying they just want to fight till the point where Doom can frontline for the 2 glass cannons and then try to win teamfights that way. Meanwhile, I'm going to switch over to last hits, to net worth from last hits. So Double Dimension, once again, they do have a really good lead. The last time around, this was kind of the same thing, but the lane dynamic was very different. Double Dimension, they were far more dominant, far more aggressive, doing their best to poke anyone who comes in their lane, doing their best to go for kills they could get punished for. And although they didn't really get punished hard until after the laning stage, playing it quiet here and letting both sides get some more farm might just be the, especially with a draft this late game. Monkey King, he scales nearly indefinitely. My goodness, Undershock there. Heading Starstorm down.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Monkey King doomed up. Decides to turn onto Master Risk. Walks up the cold feet, now turns around to Master Risk. Jingu is up. Master Risk is dead. Trixie going to follow up there. And now Pwn cogging himself in with LeBron, but is that really such a good idea when there is a void? Okay, maybe it has been a good idea as LeBron almost went down. Still, you essentially served yourself on the silver platter.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
All of a sudden, Double Dimension, they are pulling ahead again. Now Undershock wants to get aggressive as well. Ganks the Klings. Klings going to go down, and this time around, we're back to the 3k lead. Let's see if this game is going to be the same or not, since the drafts do operate very similar. Double Dimension play the lane stage slightly differently, but now since they're still pulling up the aggression to get a 4k gold lead manifested, the gold graph looks pretty similarly as well.
Dire's top tower
So now
is under
Saiyan,
attack.
if we want to go for the Deja Vu game here, they just need to stabilize the net worth, make sure Double Dimension can't outfarm you or outfight you any longer. It doesn't even have to be a lot of commitment for counter kills. You don't need to make a big
Dire's
comeback
top
yet.
tower has
You just
fallen.
need to stop your opponent from gaining more ground on you gold graph wise. And yeah. Other than that, let's see if any core items have come out, I guess. Not really a ton yet. So
Double damage.
there is still some time for Saiyan to farm and try to get that goal where Doom can frontline, Mirana can dish out damage. It's gonna take a while, which means Double Dimension have a while longer to really benefit from their lead here, to really benefit from the tempo of their draft as well. And now Chronosphere on the Mirana, Entered Apparition, going to come on in, bullying the Void away. Cold Feet does proc here, RVP tries to kill up Flow, Flow will go down, RVP does get out of there with the high ground mischance. Dagger shouldn't be enough to kill him, and Mirana lives to tell the tale, bottles up an Invis rune, and can now go on home. What a play there. Split second decision, meanwhile Pone goes down to Rajix, who is sitting on top of net worth by a small margin above the Queen of Pain now. Freaking plays this game are insane, because both sides here are actually a really fair matchup. Like I said before, they are all very experienced. They all have a really typical okay, wait. No fear, going down to Ping Sivak. Just barely. That second arrow was really close. If it would have been half a second or maybe a second longer. Wait, how much health regions does Earthshaker have? If he really has 6 health regions, then that wouldn't have taken much longer to get him outside of arrow kill range.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, Rajix gone on by 2 people, trying to get the Jingu up, but is going to get executed there by Pone. With the mini stuns, every man fight becomes so much harder. Well, LeBron getting shot down by the Bone Fletcher. I do find it funny that Klings, in the month of October, Halloween, skeleton memes and all that, makes a comeback into the Dota meta. All of a sudden, everybody just picks Klings. Everybody really likes to play him, and I mean, you don't hear me complain because skeleton memes are freaking great. Meanwhile, Vinciak actually gone on, but Doom turns it around, dooming up the Queen of Pain. Clockwork, cogging in the Monkey King, and Rajix is going to go down in exchange for the Queen of Pain's life, but the hook shot is going to change things up a little bit. No fear going to go down next. What a long range hook shot there. And once again, this could just be a deja vu game. Holy crap, if this game is going to go the exact same, I'm going to lose my shit, because the last time when there was a 4k gold lead for a double dimension really early and it looked really convincing for them, all of a sudden the game got turned. RVP getting another kill, and Flo says top in the all chat. I love Team Double Dimension, I really do. I mean, it's kind of sad if they lose this game 2-0. Not everything is lost yet. I'm just really convinced that because of the drafts being nearly the same in terms of how they operate, the game might just go the exact same way as well. Okay, and the Chronosphere onto the Clockwork there. Clockwork going to go down to the Primal Spring from Rajix. Rajix, what's he building? He's got an Echo Saber, so great for ganks. RVP meanwhile going for the Manta style first item. King Vinciak almost got his Desolator here as well. And Double Dimension, they are going to try and just keep the net worth in check this time around. Make sure that Team Saiyan aren't going to... Wait, Ping Sivak just ran into 4 heroes, but he's going to live because Mirana and Doom are that scary. And now Pone trying to initiate with a hook shot, and Apparition ultimate onto 2 as well. Lich ultimate going to bounce a couple of times here, but not quite too many. And in comes the Earthshaker with the Echo Slam. That's a kill on the Clockwork, that's a kill on the Edge Apparition now. The supports are down. Trick's going to be the next target, but this is what I meant about the tank. Mirana super low health, but Doom has to be hit. Doom is just going to tank stuff for the Mirana. Well, Mirana does all the damage together with Klings. And despite the really good turnaround attempt there from Double Dimension, Team Saiyan are gonna pull ahead once again. Once they can fight as a team. By having a really good Doom, and generally a really good draft to benefit from having a tank frontline for those squishy carries. Interesting way of playing Dota. Definitely an interesting way, and I mean, Double Dimension, they're far from out of this. Rajix, if he can just get farmed up a little bit, things are going to turn around quickly here. Since Monkey King with his ultimate can definitely win a couple of team fights. But that was just ridiculous. That was complete absurdity. Queen of Pain getting doomed up. Separation ultimate connecting. Rocket Flare connecting. All the damage over time in the world connecting, and Trixie is going to secure the kill. Doom going towards the Shadow Blade now. With the Solar Crest, you're already pretty tanky. You got everything you need, because now even if somebody manages to get past you like the Queen of Pain, you can just give the Solar Crest to a Mirana or to the Queen of Pain if Mirana wants to man fight instead. And wait, we got a hookshot over here, in on the lich. LeBron Dota pressed R, and that's going to be his demise as Pone just presses Blade Mail. Kills off the lich, no fear. Getting ran by RVP here. No fear is going to go out. Flo is going to play the somewhat typical Void build, Mask of Madness, and then into a Shadow Blade. T-Vac running into 3 now. Going to go down. Double Dimension, I think they're pretty damn glad with that kill. At least the net worth isn't completely out of control. I'm going to show you guys a graph. And small turnaround there. If the gold for both teams is just going to be kept in a straight line, if neither team gets a bigger gold advantage now, then this would really be just like game number 1.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Eyes without a face unseen.
Mentioned trying to go for a nice and aggressive smoke gank to try and throw this game back around. Do not find anyone here though. Some great game sense from Team Saiyan. And I mean, Team Saiyan, they are using the buddy system right now. Nobody's going to go in alone. Clockwork is kind enough to demonstrate that. Long range Sacred Arrow on the Queen of Pain, but now the Monkey King ultimate into the Chronosphere. That's one down. Mirana has high armor, but not that high, and Queen of Pain used down the Mirana. Meanwhile, on the backline there, Rajix on the Monkey King is going to drop. Things back, man fighting up Flow like that. Things hitting like a freaking truck. In comes Trixie as well. Things back, still alive, still going. Kills off the Lich. However, now going to go down finally, meaning no big source of damage left. Trixie might be tanky, but tanky enough to mess for it versus 3, hardly so. Is going to go down, and Master Risk will get finished. So this time around, Penta, or Double Dimension, I mean, they're not going to be ran over. They're going to stand their ground and get one huge comeback with the smoke gank there in the end.
Worthy tribute.
Look at that giant spike back in the favor of Double Dimension. They're not going to give up. They're not going to let a better teamfight draft stop them. On the contrary, they're trying to play around in a way that they can actually kill off the Mirana relatively early in the fight. And if they keep doing that, killing off either Mirana or Klings early on, preferably to start a fight, then it's going to be way easier to execute. Yes, one of your cores is getting doomed and getting completely shut down, won't be able to do any damage at all, most likely. But you can live with that, you're gonna be fine with that. It's not like that's going to come around ruin your entire team fight, especially the Queen of Pain. I'm guessing that's your preference to be. Well, Dust of an Orchid is pretty fat. Who would be the preferable carry to Doom? I mean, I'd say Queen of Pain just because Queen of Pain, all you need to do is burst down Mirana, Orchid and ult Mirana, then you can die, then you can just get doomed up. Then you can just get doomed up because the Monkey King and Void combo is still available then. Of course, Team Saiyan know that. Saiyan will try to play around at least. Undershock manages to get out. Turnaround Chronosphere from Flow. In comes Kling, dishing out a ton of damage, forcing Flow to go back. Doom is going to go down. Pone will be the next target. Will go down as well. And now the Queen of Pain on the hunt for Pingsivek here. Meanwhile, on the other side of the team fight, Flow is dangerously low health, but not going to drop quite yet. Pingsivek got caught by the Monkey King. Rajik's now going on Master Risk. Master Risk getting slammed up as well. Double kill for Undershock there. RVP manages to get out of there, but still not a very clean fight for Team Saiyan here in Double Dimension. They are pulling ahead with a giant combo by just getting good initiations, allowing them to actually make things happen with the Chronosphere plus whatever. This time around the Chronosphere wasn't that huge for the Void himself, but Undershock did the damage into it. And now the Roche is going to drop to Double Dimension, allowing them to continue the aggression for a while. With an Aegis, you don't have to worry that much about the Doom. Best way for Saiyan to win a fight is now to just ignore the Monkey King, which is going to be hard because that hero has huge damage output. And look at that, Clockwork came in a bit late, tried to still get a kill, is instead going to get killed off. Rajik's going to kill off RVP here right after Pone went down to no fear. Trixie taking damage from Rajik's now. Monkey King just hits like a truck. Trixie getting stunned up, and you might be tanky, but not that tanky.
Okay, I gotta work something. That was no good.
At least Monkey King admits that his jokes are terrible. I appreciate that voice. I appreciate that voice line a lot.
Out of my way!
Irana now farming towards her Diff Blade. I think I'm just going to look at the items all across the board here. So, Pingsivek is able to man fight, but not if he's stun locked up. So I guess, yep, BKB. RVP got the Diffuse Blade to increase his damage output. Trixie got a Blink Dagger, is pretty tanky, going for a BKB himself, just to mitigate a ton of that magic damage that Double Dimension got with the Queen of Pain, with the Lich, as well as the Earthshaker. And if you get, during the time that BKBs are running, if you get 1 or 2 good kills, the teamfight should go back into your favor, because the only reason that Saiyan are currently losing is because the initiations are there for Double Dimension, and the initiations often rely on crowd control. If crowd control is taken out, this game could take another turn. Right now things are pretty close money-wise. Mirana getting a solo kill on no fear there, or at least almost getting it. Now the Lich ult is gonna come on in. RVP just trying to teleport out. Will get stunned up by the Monkey King and is just going to go down here, or maybe with Mirana ultimate, still some hope. And Mirana does try to get away, but Queen of Pain comes in for the finish. Meanwhile, another hookshot from Pone. That's just a short range run to make sure he gets the kill before being killed up in a Chronosphere. Queen of Pain on the chase for Trixie. Trixie trying to get out but can't. Triple kill for Undershock there. Mirana still sitting on top of the net worth, but going for that solo kill without having your designated tank Doom in front of you. Even more risky because, well, the Mirana was the one target getting initiated on all the time already. And making it easier for Double Dimension isn't going to win you any fights. At least there were some return kills, but still not quite what you want. Tivek trying to go on Flow, but Flow all of a sudden managed to tank up quite a bit.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Void also got decent agility gain, so eventually he's just going to get a good amount of armor. The mid-tier 2 tower getting pushed down now by Radjix as well
Dire's middle tower has
as Undershock here. And all of a sudden, this game is a really close one because
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
depending on who initiates, the fights can take two very different outcomes. RVP in a bit of danger, but will be fine as Double Dimension don't want to overcommit into what could be a bait. Chronosphere still down for 30 seconds.
Jackpot.
And Flo is now getting that Aghanim Scepter.
Worthy tribute.
First the BKB of course, but with the Aghanims, the Crones will be far more frequent, meaning Bot might be a good Doom target all of a sudden. The Queen of Pain already is a good Doom target because high mobility. With the TOS guard in progress, high armor coming in as well.
Tower is under attack.
Think it's Sphere already. Deal with the Orchid. And the Doom of course, but the thing is, Doom can proc a Lincoln Sphere really well. Especially with the Blink Dagger, he's got a Soda Crest as well. I don't think he's going to struggle that much. However, if an Orchid comes out, Queen of Pain could be really screwed because then there's two tools to disable Queen of Pain from blinking, and then it's going to be hard. Since Doom can already stop you in your tracks, but the Doom is of secondary importance here, since he can't really kill you off. If there would be an Orchid on the Klinks or the Mirana, two heroes who can actually kill you in an honest fight, especially when you silenced up, then things could turn from bad to worse. Double Dimension. Do know their stuff, they are a really experienced team.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, and Radiant committing a fortification to stop the top tower from going down. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain getting stunned up by an arrow. In comes the hookshot. Anti-Apparition ultimate has been committed. And Queen of Pain just going to go down. Meanwhile, Klinks with BKB locked in to a Chronosphere. And on this side of the fight, Trixie is going to go down in exchange for a Jinx. Mirana, however, as Trixie was focused, is now able to deal out a ton of damage. Flo gets caught there as well. Trying to get away. Long range arrow coming in through the tree line. And Flo is going to be the next target for Team Saiyan here, who this time around finds a good initiation. And like I said, the fights all depend on who gets the initiation on who, how well is Doom positioned, and
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
apparently chat finds my way of saying Ping Vinciak kind of funny.
Has fallen.
It's a Russian name, I'm not sure how to pronounce those. Openly gonna admit it. Meanwhile, mid-tier 3 tower now being pushed with Ping Vinciak's Desolator. That shouldn't take long, especially with Mirana's insane right-click DPS. And the Medirex are going to be the next target. Double Dimension.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
They can still turn this around. After all, we saw the last couple of team fights where Mirana went down first. Same goes for the Klinks actually. As long as one of the two is dealt with, you can just out DPS your opponent. However, Saiyan, they're gonna go for the shrine here, get some more gold their way. Klinks almost got a Diffublade to increase his damage output even more, and Mirana and Klinks both with Diffublades could just focus fire one target, burn all of their mana, and then really benefit off of that. So I wouldn't rule out the possibility.
Boom, there it goes.
Time is money.
The prize is mine.
Of Pain almost got the Shiva's guard coming in, which is going to make fighting a lot easier. Roche not quite respawned yet, but it's a really short respawn timer, so double dimension. Nope, they leave the Roche pit, and now Roche is up. In comes the rocket flare, and that sees Roche is up. That sees the entirety of double dimension standing around the Roche pit, so... Second flare, just double check. Roche not yet being contested. Double dimension, the second they checked Roche. Go. Pinging it out. Would love to get a nice juicy Roche kill here. Okay, so I gotta explain how Doom can break Linken's. The Infernal Blade does get blocked by Linken's Sphere. So that can proc the Linken's Sphere. That's why the Blink is important on the Doom. Now somebody in chat explains it as well, but yeah, that's why I said the Linken's Sphere against the Doom alone is not going to be that good. Also, of course, the Solar Crest. That thing actually has a pretty big apply range. Way larger range than the ability itself, so... A ton of stuff for breaking Linken's on the side of Saiyan. But as long as it's only the Doom, because that ability is going to hit one of you anyways, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Also, you can give the Linken's, of course, over to a different target. If you do that at the right timing, if you see, okay, Doom has committed both ways of breaking the Linken's Sphere, then it can be really huge to give it over to the Monkey King to allow Rajik to man fight for a while longer.
Yes.
RVP. They're pushing bottom while the Roche is now finally being contested, and look at that. It's going to be a pretty fast Roche actually. Rajik's got an MKB, making Roche an easy target. In comes the Apparition ultimate. Sacred Arrow is going to miss. Roche, however, not finished up, and now on this side we're going to see a fight break loose as Void turns onto the clockwork here, but look at what Pink Vinciak is going to do. Killing off nearly everyone. Rajik's sitting in his own ultimate. And besides, now he can man-fight Pink Vinciak as Undershock is about to come in. Pink Vinciak almost dead, but instead Clockwork comes on in, changes the fight around. And another fight won for Team Saiyan here. They are now able to secure a road without any hard work. Aegis and Cheese both on the Mirana, who is going to go for an Assault Cuirass to boost the damage of not only her, but the Klings as well, even harder. And
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
okay, Queen of Pain coming in, closing the gap, trying to catch somebody out. RVP might be a good target here, but okay, Lich ultimate now being as well, bouncing on a couple of fleets. Queen of Pain not quite going to make the best initiation possible, and now No Fear instead blinks forward, tries to initiate himself, gets killed off, no buyback, 60 seconds without Earthshaker. Could be pretty big because you do need the lockdown. We just saw how well BKBs help turn the fight around, as the stunlock is really important when you're up against a team with this much DPS and a good tank. Trixie, I don't know, it's really nice to have an offlane player who actually plays that traditional tank role that Dota 1, Hon and League of Legends have too, where your task is to get hit. Your only job is to become as tanky as possible while still being able to prevent the enemy from ignoring you. And if you pull that one off, your Glass Cannon core can afford to build a lot of damage items and not really any health. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain getting set up on by Pone. In comes the Sacred Arrow. Chronosphere to turn things around, but RVP sitting outside of the Chronosphere, hitting inside. Flo now going to go down. No, actually he manages to get out of vision in time. And LeBron hits the floor, Radix goes down, and now they finally... Wait, Flo's still alive? Okay, now they finally get him. Earthshaker just coming in there. trying to kill Ping Vinciak off. Will succeed at that with the Fissure. Is going to go down in exchange. Not yet, with 2 Shrines. And an Echo Slam, oh my goodness! Pone going down too. Not an important kill, but definitely a nice one. No Fear coming out with the big plays. And another Fissure on the Mirana, who is low health, still got the Aegis, still got the cheese. No Fear now, almost going down in exchange for killing off 2 people already. In comes the Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, and Yule saved from the Earthshaker. Still alive, still going at it. Rajix meanwhile killing off Master Risk. And RVP, man fighting Rajix here, and he also killed off No Fear on the Earthshaker. Now, LeBron Dota coming in, trying to finish off the Mirana with a Lich ultimate, but it's not going to be enough. RVP, he's just going to hit the Rex, can eat cheese. Just him and Trixie currently alive, and I mean, Mirana is the one who was able to carry. I mean, honestly, Trixie is going to get named MVP here, just because it's so nice to see a traditional tank player do his job this well. You don't usually see that in a meta which is really against the concept of a tank in general. Most offlaners are initiators or nukers. You see Clockwork offlane, you see Earthshaker offlane, Neeks Assassin, Legion Commander, that kind of thing. But a real big tank who doesn't have a good initiation capability, you do not see that. You do not see that every day anymore. Well, I mentioned they are still holding on. They don't want to get knocked into the lower bracket where things are really close, personal, and dirty. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. People will study every hero you play, come up with the best draft beforehand. Especially some of those teams who have been practicing and boot camping for a long while, but didn't quite get a chance to show what they're made of yet. There's a lot of those teams looking to do well in the ProDotA Cup to get invitations to bigger stuff, to attract a couple of sponsors. And they often end up in the lower bracket, and then will try to make their way through it with cheese threats and stuff. So, Double Dimension doing their best to prevent getting knocked down.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
The thing is, I personally really like all the players on Double Dimension's side. Both Rajix as well as LeBron are 2 people I really do appreciate. They're just treasures of the Dota community. I mean, especially LeBron, the golden trash talker, at least in his pubs and not so serious games. I wonder why he keeps so quiet in the ProDotA Cup actually. Maybe he had to run in with an admin or something. Because I've watched his FPL games, nearly all of them, to watch another player I'm really fond of, play a couple of games, and I mean, the tier 2 scene is amazing. If some of you are just watching this tournament because there was nothing better to bet on, you should try paying some attention to the tier 2 scene to see, you know, pick a team, just any small team, and see how they're doing. You will see way more improvement compared to the tier 1 Dota scene. You will see way more personal growth and a couple of really ridiculous fights and stuff.
Spoil that shot.
Do it with flair.
Rana about to go for a Satanic here. I wonder if RVP even wants to keep buyback ready. I mean, it might be advisable, but with a Satanic you are able to outfight your opponent so hard. And Saiyan, they got an 18k gold lead. That is pretty significant. Just sitting in their base. Since they can't get out of their base, at least not really far, they can't really get a lot of vision. And because they don't have vision, they can't come out of their base to initiate a team fight. So this is kind of a checkmate situation. If you go out of your base, try to ward, you get caught, the game's pretty much over. If you don't ward, you can't initiate. The game's pretty much over. So they're just hoping for Team Saiyan to go on, try to push high ground, get impatient, and then a Chronosphere initiation, Queen of Pain ultimate and Monkey King ultimate combo can be thrown out, as well as the Echo Slam, which is another huge tool defending the base. And it does look like Saiyan are getting impatient. Mirana bought out the Satanic there. Now needs a lot of money for buyback. Wait, a Chronosphere committed on top lane. Okay, Double Dimension, they just messed up. They just messed up big time. Long range Sacred Arrow on the Lich there. Meanwhile, Cock initiation on the Queen of Pain with the Doom. Trixie just going to run at Quap. Quap about to go down, but Void with a... Nope, never mind, the damage is just too much. Base can't regen that fast. Quap goes down. A return kill on Master Risk on the Anti-Apparition, but this is just going to be Mega Creeps as Klinks does what he does best. Kills a couple of buildings. Meanwhile, Trixie goes on down, but once again, you have to focus the tank. That means Mirana can kill you off. And this concludes the game. GG, well played. 14 Double Dimension. And that means Saiyan takes the game. 2-0. Very nice. And I mean, Double Dimension, they did their best. They really held on. They just couldn't do enough. I mean, with a draft like this, what are you supposed to do? Yes, you can find a couple of initiations where you kill the Mirana first, but your opponent is going to get used to it. Your opponent is going to get a bit more